Ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful day it is to gather here and talk about something so powerful, starting your morning with prayer. When you begin your day by connecting with God, you're not just setting a routine, you're inviting peace, favor, and strength into every moment that follows. Imagine waking up every morning knowing that the Creator of the universe is on your side, ready to guide you, protect you, and fill you with His supernatural peace. That's the kind of morning that changes everything. It's not just about what happens around you, it's about what happens inside of you. So today, let's open our hearts and minds and learn how to speak those words of peace, favor, and strength, and start every day walking in victory. Starting your day with intentional prayer is one of the most powerful habits you can develop to transform your life. When you wake up each morning, you have a choice to make. You can begin the day reacting to the circumstances around you, or you can take control by setting the tone with prayer. Intentional prayer means more than just going through the motions or reciting familiar words. It is a purposeful act of connecting with God, focusing your heart and mind on His presence and inviting His guidance, strength for the day ahead. This practice is like setting a spiritual foundation that supports everything you do from that moment forward. When you start your day with intentional prayer, you create a moment of stillness before the noise of the world rushes in. This quiet time allows you to tune out distractions and tune into the voice of God in that sacred space. You remind yourself of God's promises, His faithfulness, and His love. You acknowledge that you are not alone and that divine help is available to you. This awareness changes your perspective. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the demands or uncertainties of the day, you approach each situation with a calm and in spirit. Intentional prayer also helps you set your priorities according to God's will rather than your own desires or worries. When you spend time in prayer, you are asking God to lead your thoughts, decisions, and actions. This invites wisdom and clarity that you might not receive if you rely solely on your human understanding. You begin to see your day through a lens of faith, recognizing opportunities, challenges, as part of a bigger plan. This mindset shift empowers you to respond with grace and patience. Rather than frustration or fear, intentional prayer strengthens your relationship with God. Just like any relationship, the more time and attention you give, the deeper it grows. Morning prayer becomes a dialogue where you express your hopes and concerns, listen for guidance, and receive reassurance. This ongoing connection nurtures your soul and builds spiritual resilience. Over time, you develop a habit of turning to God, not only in the morning, but throughout the day, cultivating a constant sense of peace and support. This practice also sets a positive example for those around you. When others see you begin your day with prayer, it communicates a message of hope and faith. It can inspire family members, friends, and colleagues to consider their own spiritual well-being. Intentional prayer becomes a ripple effect, spreading encouragement and strength beyond your own life. Beginning the day with prayer equips you to face challenges more effectively. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns, but when you have already invited God's presence, you are less likely to be shaken by difficulties. You carry a sense of assurance that no matter what happens, God is working on your behalf. This confidence fuels perseverance and helps you maintain a positive outlook, even when circumstances seem discouraging. In addition to emotional and spiritual benefits, intentional morning prayer can influence your physical health. The peace and calm cultivated in prayer reduce stress and anxiety, which are known contributors to many health problems. Starting your day with a peaceful heart and mind can lead to better decision-making regarding your lifestyle, diet, and habits, creating a holistic approach to well-being. Intentional prayer is not about perfection or having the right words. It is about sincerity and openness. Whether your prayer is long or short, formal or informal, what matters is the connection you make with God. The power lies in your faith and willingness to start your day focused on Him, even on days when you feel tired, distracted, or burdened. Taking a few moments to pray can shift your entire outlook to incorporate intentional prayer into your morning routine. Consider creating a dedicated space free from distractions where you can pause and focus. Use this time to express gratitude for the new day, ask for guidance, and speak peace over your heart. You can also incorporate scripture or affirmations that remind you of God's promises. This intentional practice turns your morning into a sacred ritual that grounds you in hope and strength. Many successful and spiritually grounded people testify to the transformative power of starting the day with intentional prayer. It is a practice that transcends religion or background and speaks to the universal human need for connection, purpose, and peace. It sets the tone for everything that follows and creates a foundation of faith that supports resilience and joy. When you commit to starting your day with intentional prayer, you are choosing to live consciously in partnership with God. You are inviting His wisdom to guide your steps, His peace to calm your heart, and His strength to empower your spirit. This simple yet profound habit has the potential to transform your mornings, your days, and your life in ways that ripple far beyond the moment you kneel in prayer when you begin your day with prayer. You open the door to a peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace that is not dependent on your circumstances, but rooted deeply in your relationship with God. This peace is a divine calmness that settles in your heart and mind, even when the world around you is chaotic or uncertain. It's the kind of peace that quiets anxiety, dissolves fear, and steadies your spirit. Starting the morning with prayer is like tuning into a higher frequency where worry loses its grip and confidence takes its place. Peace is something many people search for, but often struggle to find in the hustle and bustle of daily life. When you wake up, your mind may already be racing with to-do lists, concerns about the future, or reflections on past difficulties. These thoughts can quickly create stress and overwhelm before the day even begins. However, when you choose to begin your day in prayer, you intentionally shift your focus from problems to the one who holds all things in His hands. This shift is not just mental, but spiritual, as prayer connects you to a source of peace that the world cannot give or take away. The peace that comes from morning prayer is transformative because it is anchored in trust. Trusting God means believing that He is in control, that He loves you unconditionally, that His plans for you are good. This trust disarms fear because it replaces uncertainty with faith. When you pray first thing in the morning, you remind yourself of these truths. You declare that your day will not be ruled by anxiety or doubt, but by the confidence that God's presence is with you. This declaration sets the tone for how you will handle challenges and setbacks throughout the day. This peace has a protective quality. It acts as a shield for your mind and emotions against negative influences. When you begin your day in prayer, you are essentially fortifying your inner life with spiritual strength. You become less susceptible to discouragement, anger, or despair. Instead, you carry a calm assurance that no matter what happens, God is working behind the scenes for your good. This protection is not just for the moment of prayer, but extends into every interaction, decision, and circumstance. You face another beautiful aspect of speaking peace in the morning, is that it influences not only your inner world, but also your outer world. When you are at peace, your demeanor changes. You become more patient with others, more understanding in difficult situations, and more hopeful, even when outcomes seem uncertain. This peace is contagious. It radiates from you and impacts those around you. Your family, coworkers, friends, and even strangers can sense the calm confidence you carry. This can open doors for deeper relationships, and opportunities that might not have been available if you were anxious or reactive. Peace through morning prayer also helps you to stay grounded in the present moment. Often worries arise from dwelling on the past or fearing the future, but prayer brings you back to now, to the present, where God's grace is sufficient and His presence is near. In this present moment, you can face your day with clarity and strength, rather than being weighed down by regrets or what-ifs. This ability to remain centered is crucial for maintaining emotional and spiritual balance, especially during stressful or unpredictable times. The peace you gain from morning prayer is not a passive state, but an active state. It requires you to consciously release control and surrender your fears and anxieties to God. This surrender is an act of faith that acknowledges God's sovereignty over your life. It is a powerful reminder that you are not alone in your struggles and that there is a higher power working for your good. By choosing prayer over worry, you take a stand for peace and reject the turmoil that often accompanies daily life. In addition to emotional and spiritual benefits, the peace that comes from morning prayer has practical effects on your health and well-being. Studies have shown that reducing stress through practices like prayer and meditation can lower blood pressure, improve immune function, and enhance overall mental health. Starting your day with this peaceful connection can lead to healthier habits and better decision-making, all of which contribute to a more balanced and fulfilling life. Speaking peace over your life in the morning prepares your heart to receive God's favor and strength. Peace creates a fertile ground for blessings to grow because it aligns your spirit with God's purposes. When your heart is at peace, you are more open to recognizing and embracing the good things God sends your way. This readiness attracts favor and opens doors that might otherwise remain closed due to fear or doubt. It's important to remember that peace is not the absence of problems, but the presence of God in the midst of them. Morning prayer reminds you that even when difficulties come, you can have peace because God is bigger than any challenge. This perspective empowers you to face the day with courage and hope rather than defeat and despair. Prayer is also a time to speak peace aloud, declaring peace over your mind, body, relationships, and circumstances is a way to reinforce your faith and align your words with God's promises. The Bible teaches that life and death are in the power of the tongue, so choosing to speak peace is a spiritual weapon against negativity and chaos. By starting your day with these declarations, you set a tone of victory that carries you forward. Incorporating morning prayer into your routine as a source of peace is a simple yet profound way to enhance your life. It invites you to pause, reflect, and center your thoughts on what truly matters. This practice is accessible to everyone, regardless of background or belief, because the desire for peace is universal. When you make this a habit, you will notice a shift, not only in how you feel, but in how you experience your entire day. Speaking favor over your life is a powerful spiritual practice that can open doors and invite divine accordance into your path. Favor is more than just good luck or coincidence. It is a supernatural blessing from God that causes circumstances to align in your favor, often in unexpected and miraculous ways. When you begin your day by speaking favor through prayer, you are declaring your faith in God's goodness and His desire to bless you abundantly. This declaration sets a positive tone for the day and positions you to receive the blessings that God has prepared for you. Favor is something that can shift the course of your life. It can cause relationships to flourish, career opportunities to appear, and challenges to be overcome with greater ease. When you speak favor, you are inviting God's favor to surround you like a shield, guiding your steps and opening doors that no one can shut. This spiritual favor is not based on your own merit, but on God's grace and love, which means it is available to everyone who seeks it earnestly. Starting your day with the intentional act of speaking favor allows you to align your thoughts and words with God's promises. The words you speak have creative power, and when you choose to declare favor, you are actively participating in shaping your reality. Instead of focusing on obstacles or limitations, you shift your mindset to one of abundance and possibility. This positive focus attracts more favorable circumstances because you are looking for opportunities rather than problems. When you pray and speak favor over your life, you are also strengthening your faith. Faith is the confidence that what you hope for will come to pass even if you cannot see it yet. By declaring favor, you affirm your trust in God's timing and provision. This act of faith is crucial because it keeps you hopeful and motivated even when things seem uncertain. It reminds you that God is working behind the scenes to orchestrate blessings on your behalf. Speaking favor over your relationships is equally important. Favor can heal broken relationships, build bridges where there was division, and bring harmony to family, friends, and colleagues. When you pray for favor in your interactions with others, you are asking God to guide your words and actions so that you become a source of blessing to those around you. This not only benefits your relationships, but also creates a positive environment where favor can multiply. Favor also has a protective element. When God's favor is upon you, you are shielded from harm and negativity that might otherwise derail your progress. This divine protection is like an invisible barrier that keeps you safe from unnecessary setbacks and obstacles. Speaking favor and prayer invites this protection. It helps you navigate life's challenges with greater confidence and resilience. Another powerful aspect of speaking favor is the increase in opportunities that come your way. Favor often manifests as unexpected invitations, new connections, or breakthroughs. In areas where you have been striving, these opportunities can accelerate your progress and open doors that you did not even know existed when you begin your day. Speaking favor, you are essentially planting seeds for these blessings to grow. Favor also impacts your mindset and attitude. When you believe you are favored, you carry yourself with greater confidence and optimism. This positive self-permission influences how others perceive you and can lead to even more favorable outcomes. People are naturally drawn to those who exude confidence and positivity, which can create a cycle of increasing favor in both personal and professional spheres. It's important to recognize that speaking favor is not about entitlement, but about recognizing and embracing the blessings that God desires to give you. It is an acknowledgement that you are worthy of good things because you are a beloved child of God. This perspective helps you stay humble and grateful, which are essential qualities for sustaining favor over the long term. Incorporating Scripture into your prayers can enhance your declarations of favor. Verses that speak of God's goodness, blessings, and protection remind you of His promises and reinforce your faith. For example, scriptures like Psalm 5:12, which says, "Surely, Lord, you bless the righteous. You surround them with your favor as with a shield," can be powerful affirmations to include in your morning prayer, regularly speaking. Favor also encourages you to take inspired action. Favor is not a passive blessing, but an invitation to step forward boldly and seize the opportunities that come your way. When you feel favored, you are more likely to take risks, pursue your goals, and trust that God is supporting your efforts. This combination of faith and action creates momentum that propels you towards success. Favor is a reminder that God's plans for your life are good and that He desires to see you thrive. It calls you to maintain hope and remain open to the unexpected ways God might work in your life. Sometimes favor comes through people, sometimes through circumstances, and sometimes through divine timing that is beyond human understanding. In summary, speaking favor over your life each morning is a powerful way to invite God's blessings, protection, and opportunities for you to receive the good things He has in store This practice transforms not only your mindset, but also your experience, allowing you to walk in confidence and hope as you face each new day. Claiming strength from God to overcome daily challenges is a vital part of starting your day with purpose and confidence. Life is filled with obstacles, uncertainties, and moments when you feel weak or overwhelmed. But when you begin your morning by reaching out to God for strength, you tap into a source of power that far exceeds human ability. This divine strength sustains you, empowers you, and equips you to face whatever comes your way with courage and resilience. Strength from God is not just physical energy. It is spiritual, emotional, and mental fortitude that enables you to endure and overcome. It helps you rise above fatigue, frustration, and fear. When you claim this strength through prayer, you are acknowledging your own limitations and inviting God's unlimited power into your life. This act of surrender is actually a step toward greater empowerment because it shifts the burden from your shoulders to God. Starting your day by asking for God's strength sets a tone of dependence on Him rather than on your own abilities. It reminds you that you do not have to carry your burdens alone. When you rely on God's strength, you can face difficult tasks, stressful situations, and unexpected trials. With a renewed spirit, this reliance also cultivates humility, teaching you that true strength comes from God's grace and not from your own efforts. Claiming God's strength helps you to persevere through challenges that might otherwise discourage you. Life often presents problems that seem insurmountable, whether it's work pressure, relationship conflicts, health issues, or personal doubts. Without strength, these challenges can drain your energy and hope. But when you start your morning by praying for strength, you are preparing your heart and mind to endure. You build resilience, which is the ability to bounce back from setbacks and keep moving forward despite difficulties. Strength from God also empowers you to make wise decisions and take bold actions when you feel weak or uncertain. It's easy to hesitate or avoid necessary steps, but with God's strength, you gain clarity, confidence, and courage to act in alignment with your purpose. This strength fuels determination and helps you overcome fear and procrastination. It encourages you to step out of your comfort zone and pursue goals with faith and tenacity. Another important aspect of claiming strength in the morning is the peace it brings. When you know that God's power is available to you, you no longer feel overwhelmed by the day's demands. This peace is not passive resignation, but an act of trust that empowers you to face challenges calmly and effectively. The assurance of divine strength calms anxiety and replaces it with hope and resolve. This strength is often revealed through persistence and endurance. Many stories in Scripture show individuals who faced great trials, but were sustained by God's power. These examples remind us that strength is not about never facing difficulties, but about having the stamina to keep going when things are tough. Starting your day by claiming the strength connects you to a long history of faith and perseverance. It's also important to recognize that claiming God's strength is not a one-time event, but a continuous practice. Strength needs to be renewed daily because challenges and demands vary each day. Morning prayer is a perfect opportunity to reset and refocus, reminding yourself that God's power is available in you every morning. This renewal encourages consistency and keeps you spiritually prepared for whatever lies ahead. The strength you receive from God also affects your relationships. When you are strong in spirit, you are better able to support and encourage others. You become a source of stability and hope in your family, workplace, and community. This strength enables you to respond with patience and compassion even when faced with difficult people or situations. In addition to spiritual and emotional strength, claiming God's power can bring physical endurance and health. Stress and fatigue often weigh heavily on the body, but when you draw on divine strength, you are more likely to experience renewed energy and vitality. This holistic strength supports your overall well-being and equips you to live a balanced and productive life. To claim this strength, You can incorporate specific prayers and affirmations into your morning routine, speaking scriptures that remind you of God's power and promises. Helps to anchor your faith, for example. Verses like Isaiah 40:29-31, which speak of God giving strength to the weary and increasing power to the weak, can serve as powerful declarations, affirming these truths in prayer. Reinforces your belief that you are equipped to face the day's challenges, claiming strength from God. Also invites you to trust in His timing and plan. Sometimes strength means waiting patiently and enduring hardships with faith, knowing that God's purpose will be fulfilled. This trust helps you avoid despair and maintain hope, even when the path is unclear or difficult. When you start your day by claiming strength through prayer, you are setting a foundation of empowerment and resilience. This foundation supports every decision, action, and interaction you have throughout the day. It builds a mindset of victory rather than defeat, and encourages you to approach life's challenges with a warrior spirit. This divine strength equips you to overcome not only external obstacles, but also internal struggles like doubt, fear, and discouragement. It enables you to keep your eyes on your goals and your heart aligned with God's will. As you claim strength each morning, you cultivate a deep inner resource that sustains you through every trial and triumph. In essence, claiming strength from God is an act of faith and surrender that transforms weakness into power. It empowers you to meet the day's challenges with confidence, courage, and hope. This strength becomes the foundation for a life marked by resilience, purpose, and victory. Starting your day with a heart full of gratitude is one of the most powerful ways to connect with God and align yourself with His blessings. Gratitude is not just a polite response to good things happening in your life. It is a spiritual practice that transforms your perspective and invites more reasons to be thankful. When you begin your morning prayer by expressing gratitude, you are choosing to focus on what is good and true, rather than dwelling on challenges or what may be lacking. This choice opens the door for God's favor, peace, and strength to flow freely into your day. Gratitude is a mindset that shifts your attention from scarcity to abundance. In the quiet moments of morning prayer, when you thank God for His love, provision, protection, and guidance, you are acknowledging that every good thing in your life is a gift from Him. This acknowledgement cultivates humility and reminds you that you are not alone or self-sufficient. It deepens your relationship with God because it shows your awareness of His hand at work in your life. Gratitude and prayer is a way of saying, I see you, God, and I recognize your goodness. When you start your day with gratitude, you invite joy into your heart. Joy and gratitude are closely connected. One often leads to the other. As you thank God for the blessings you already have, your spirit is uplifted and you are better able to face the day with a positive outlook. This joy is not dependent on circumstances, but rooted in the eternal truth of God's love and faithfulness. Even in difficult times, gratitude helps you find moments of light and hope. Gratitude also builds resilience. Life's challenges can sometimes make us feel discouraged or overwhelmed, but a grateful heart helps you maintain perspective when you recall past blessings and answered prayers. During your morning prayer, you strengthen your faith and remind yourself that God has been faithful before and will continue to be so. This resilience fuels perseverance, allowing you to keep moving forward with confidence and hope. Expressing gratitude in the morning sets the tone for how you will respond to the day's events. Instead of reacting with frustration, worry, or negativity, you are more likely to respond with patience, kindness, and embrace this shift in attitude. Not only benefits your own well-being, but also impacts your interactions with others. People are naturally drawn to those who radiate thankfulness and positivity, which can open doors to deeper connections and opportunities. Gratitude also has a physical and mental impact. Research shows that cultivating gratitude can reduce stress, improve sleep, and enhance overall mental health. Starting your day by focusing on what you are thankful for can create a sense of calm and well-being that carries through the hours ahead. This holistic benefit reinforces why gratitude is such a vital part of morning prayer. Gratitude helps you to recognize and appreciate the small blessings that might otherwise go unnoticed in the busyness of life. It's easy to overlook simple joys like a new day, the beauty of nature, or the kindness of others. When you pray with a grateful heart, you become more aware of these everyday gifts and develop a deeper appreciation for life itself. This heightened awareness enriches your spiritual walk and deepens your sense of connection to God and creation. Another important aspect of gratitude is that it invites more blessings. The principle of sowing and reaping applies to gratitude as well. When you express thankfulness, you align yourself with God's abundant provision and open yourself to receive more of His goodness. Gratitude acts like a magnet that attracts favor and blessing because it reflects a heart that trusts and honors God. Gratitude in morning prayer is also a way of surrendering control and trusting God's plan. When you thank God for what you have and for what is yet to come, you demonstrate faith in His wisdom and timing. This surrender reduces anxiety about the future and helps you live in the present moment with peace and confidence. Incorporating specific expressions of gratitude into your morning prayers can enhance this practice. You might thank God for His mercy, for the gift of life, for protection through the night, for family and friends, or for guidance and provision. Including scripture that celebrates God's faithfulness can also deepen your gratitude. Verses like Psalm 107:1, "Give thanks to the Lord, for He is good. His love endures forever," remind you of the eternal nature of God's goodness. Starting your day with gratitude also encourages humility. Recognizing that all good things come from God helps you avoid pride or entitlement. Instead, you cultivate a spirit of thankfulness that keeps you grounded and connected to God's grace. This humility is essential for spiritual growth and for maintaining a healthy perspective on life's blessings and challenges. Gratitude influences your mindset throughout the day. When you have taken time in the morning to thank God, you are more likely to notice opportunities, blessings, and moments of grace as they happen. This awareness helps you stay positive and hopeful even when faced with difficulties or setbacks. Gratitude transforms prayer from a list of requests into a joyful conversation with God. It shifts the focus from what you need to what you already have, fostering a deeper sense of contentment and trust. This transformation makes your prayer life richer and more fulfilling, and it strengthens your overall relationship with God. By beginning each day with gratitude, in your morning prayer, you create a foundation of thankfulness, joy, and faith that influences every aspect of your life. This practice connects you to God's love and provision and prepares you to receive His peace, favor, and strength. As you face the day ahead, beginning your day with a spirit of surrender to God is an essential practice that invites His guidance, peace, and power into every aspect of your life. Surrender means intentionally handing over control and trusting God's plan even when the future is uncertain or the challenges seem overwhelming. When you start your morning prayer by surrendering your worries, plans, and desires to God, you open the door for His wisdom, lead you, His peace to calm you, and His strength to sustain you. Surrender is often misunderstood as giving up or weakness, but in reality, it is a powerful act of faith and courage. It requires humility to admit that you do not have all the answers and that you need God's help. This humility creates space for God to work in ways that you might not have imagined. By surrendering, you acknowledge that God's ways are higher than your ways, and that His timing is perfect. This mindset frees you from the burden of trying to control every outcome and allows you to rest in His sovereignty. Starting your day with surrender means laying down your plans and expectations before God. It means saying, Lord, I trust you with this day. I surrender my agenda, my worries, my hopes, and my fears into your hands. This act of surrender invites God to take the lead and shape your day according to His will. It shifts your perspective from self-reliance to divine reliance, which is a place of true strength and peace. Surrender also brings a deep sense of peace when you stop trying to control everything and hand it over to God. You release anxiety and stress. This peace is not dependent on circumstances, but on the assurance that God is in control. And working all things for your good, morning prayer that includes surrender helps you begin your day with calm confidence rather than frantic worry. It centers your mind and heart on God's presence and faithfulness. Surrender fosters obedience and openness to God's guidance. When you surrender, you become more receptive to His voice and direction throughout the day. This openness can lead to new opportunities, insights, and blessings that you might have missed if you were holding tightly to your own plans. It allows God to redirect your steps and align your actions with His purpose. Surrender is the key to walking in God's will and experiencing His best for your life. Surrender also teaches patience. Often we want immediate answers or quick results, but God's timing may require waiting. Trusting when you begin your day with a spirit of surrender, you prepare yourself to wait patiently for God's timing and trust that He is working behind the scenes. This patience helps you endure delays, setbacks, and uncertainties with grace rather than frustration. Another important aspect of surrender is the release of control over outcomes. We naturally want to dictate how things should happen, but surrender invites you to trust God's wisdom and sovereignty. It means accepting that His plans may differ from yours, but are always for your ultimate good. This trust enables you to face the unknown with courage and hope, knowing that God's hand is upon you. Surrender is also a foundation for faith. It demonstrates your belief that God is trustworthy and faithful even when you cannot see the full picture. By surrendering daily, you build a habit of trusting God that strengthens your faith over time. This habit helps you navigate life's uncertainties with confidence and hope. Incorporating Scripture into your morning surrender prayer can reinforce this mindset. Verses like Proverbs 3:56 remind you to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. These promises encourage you to let go of self-reliance and embrace divine guidance. Surrender also impacts your emotional well-being. Letting go of the need to control every detail reduces stress and opens your heart to joy and contentment. It frees you from the burden of perfectionism and fear of failure. This emotional freedom enhances your overall quality of life and strengthens your relationship with God. Surrender allows you to experience God's power working in and through you. When you rely on your own strength, you may feel limited or exhausted, but surrender unlocks divine strength and supernatural intervention. It invites God to move on your behalf in ways that surpass human effort. Beginning the day with surrender also prepares you to handle challenges with grace when difficulties arise. The habit of surrender reminds you to release them to God. Rather than being overwhelmed, this practice helps you maintain a peaceful and trusting attitude, even in the face of adversity. Surrender is a continual process rather than a one-time event. Each morning, you have the opportunity to renew your commitment to trust God and release control. This daily renewal keeps your heart aligned with God's will and sustains your spiritual walk. In essence, starting your morning prayer with surrender is an invitation to walk in freedom, peace, and faith. It releases you from the burden of control and invites God's perfect wisdom and power to guide your day. This practice strengthens your relationship with God and equips you to face life's uncertainties with courage and hope.